do a brown and blue and teal smoky eye. Smoky? It's probably not gonna be smoky. I don't know what it's gonna be. But I'm gonna do a brown and blue eyeshadow look. Start with a fluffy brush, maybe one that looks like this, or any kind of fluffier, less dense brush that you have. Take a kind of like a brown or almost like a more mustardy brown color. I'm gonna be using this one right here. And put some of that onto your brush. And just start to apply that into the crease using blending back and forth motions. I start by concentrating it into the outer corner and then bringing it back in. So I usually do circular motions kind of at the outer end of it. And then as I've used most of the product on the outer corner, I bring it back in using these back and forth motions of the brush. And keep doing that until everything looks really nice and soft. And then maybe I apply some more on the outer part and do kind of the same thing. Depending on your eye shape, how you're gonna wanna do this is gonna be a little bit different. If you have a very visible crease and when you have your eyes open, your lid doesn't get covered up, then it's gonna be a little bit easier for you to follow your natural crease. But if you have like a hooded eye where your lid kind of starts to come over, which I sort of do, and there are gonna be more extreme versions of it, you might wanna consider applying a little bit higher than where your natural crease would be, so that even when you have your eyes open and the lid is flopping over, the hood is flopping over the lid, you'll be able to see everything how it's supposed to be. So now going with a dark teal color, I'm gonna be using this one right here. And do the same thing that we just did, except a tiny little bit lower. In the crease. And just blend that a ton back and forth into the brown. Just keep blending it out. These ones are blending really well, but blues can be kind of tricky to blend, so if you feel like it's not really blending in, at least not very quickly, just keep trying and hopefully it'll work. Luckily, these ones are doing really well. And you just keep going back and forth forever until you're satisfied with that. And I'm not avoiding putting it on the lid, because after this I'm gonna actually put the blue all over the lid. So I'm focusing in on adding it into the crease area right now, but if you get it on the lid, that's okay, because that's eventually gonna be the goal. So I'm gonna take the brown I used in the beginning again, and I'm just gonna go back over that to make sure that it's all blended and to just add a little bit more color. A lot of times when you're trying to blend something, you're gonna have to go back and forth with the color, add it, blend it in, add a different color, blend that in, and then add the first color again, and just keep doing that until everything is blended how you like, and as sort of bright and showing up how you like. You can take, you don't have to do this, but you can take a clean brush and go back over it. And that way it'll work on blending what's already there without adding any more color. I'm gonna do the blue one more time in the crease. And just, well, I guess the outer corner. And then into the crease, but I'm keeping it lower because I don't think I kept it as low as I wanted to at first. I'm just blending that back and forth. Now you can take your finger or a brush. If you're gonna use a brush, have it be a flat one, kind of small, big enough for your lid, but not too big, because we're gonna be putting the blue that we just used all over the lid space. I'm just using my finger because I recently cleaned my brushes and I'm like scared to make any of them dirty again, but this will also prove that you don't need to have a million brushes to have a really nice eye look. So I'm just adding that all over the lids. I'm gonna go back into the fluffy brush and kind of go over that to make sure that it's all on there really good, and then to blend out from there. Now I'm gonna take a bluish green, maybe more of a green color, this one here, and I'm gonna put that in the center of the lid. Now, again, if you have hooded eyes, you're probably gonna wanna take this up farther than somebody would if they didn't have hooded eyes, because your hoods are gonna go right over the lid and cover all this up, and you won't be able to see it at all. So you're gonna have to bring it up farther, which actually ends up looking really pretty when it goes up. I've been really liking having eyeshadow up really far. Usually I make the mistake of keeping it on the lid and then you never see it unless I close my eyes. And then I'm gonna take a sparkly, glittery white, this one here, and I'm gonna put that one in the center. That's just gonna give it an extra dimension. And it's gonna look really sparkly. I'm gonna, still keeping it just in the center, I'm gonna bring that all the way up to the top too. And then, because I kind of covered up all the blue, I'm gonna take the blue again and put that mostly in the corner, the outer corner. Then I'm gonna take the brown one more time and just still also kind of focused on the outer edge. Add a little bit in and blend it out. And then finally for the lower lid, I'm gonna take that brown and put it all across the lower lash line. I'm using a small little pointy pencil brush, which is not like super pointy, but I'm gonna take a fluffy brush and just blend that out. I'm gonna take the same pencil brush and add some blue. It really worked that way. Again, I'm just blending that out and I'm connecting it to the outer top portion. And I'm gonna take another pencil brush and I'm gonna take the sparkly white and I'm gonna put that in the inner corner of my eye. I'm just gonna add a tiny little bit of that just beneath the brown bone too. I'm just gonna add a little bit of mascara. And there you have it.